How many of you heard this phrase being told to a man? लड़कियों की तरह रो मत, लड़कियों की तरह गाड़ी मत चलाना. The one that kills me. लड़कियों की तरह दौड़ता क्यों है तू? Sometimes I wonder, what are we doing? Really attributing certain behaviors that we do not expect at all from men to the gender of women. The weaker sex, they call us. Each and every time, even in publications of major dailies. What are we doing here? To me, this is a serious, sad state of disappointment. But amidst all this disappointment, last year at the 2016 Olympic Games, something very beautiful happened. While our men failed to bring back any single medal from the Games, our girls, Sakshi Malik, PV Sindhu, brought back home those victorious medal-winning performances. Aditi Ashok and Deepa Karmakar were even featured in the New York Times with their brave heart performances. Saina Nehwal, Sania Mirza, these women, because of their performances, there's some new profession that has emerged. Now, the girls are saying, I want to be a tennis champion like Sania Mirza. The women are dreaming. If Mary Kom can win an Olympic medal after the birth of her twins, nothing is impossible. What has sport done? It's creating leaders, slowly. I was only 4 when I was put into sport by my parents. While I was dreaming of going to the Olympics, men, women were all being groomed, given the best education, but only the women were trained, given that platform to find a good match. I'm not demeaning the profession of the homemakers, but women around my community, women around me, were not given the wings to fly. No permission to dream. And there I was, at the Beijing Olympics, the only Indian to be there in the sport of table tennis at the age of 18. The 5 a.m. morning practices, the scorching Delhi heat, exercising there in that Delhi heat. The disappointment from every loss from a match. The joys of victory. The no junk food at home rule to the feeling of tricolor go high. We all saw that together. 18, I did it. Course of 14 years of my athletic career, I won over 40 international and 80 national medals. But why are we discussing all this? What is the agenda? What is the point of this? My argument, my counter question is, why is Sakshi Malik the ambassador for the PM's Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao Andolan in Haryana? Why is Sania Mirza the UN Women Goodwill Ambassador for South Asia? What are these girls doing? They are creating leaders. Before that, let me take you to this alarming stat that I pulled up from the UN India website. Globally, 1 in 3 women have faced sexual violence at some point of their lifetimes. This is even alarming to me. The most one is the top one on the right. 100% enrollment rate in primary education, but only 33% make it to higher education. That is 77% dropout rate. Can you even imagine? What is going on? And why is sport an answer to it? Women in sport make exceptional women leaders. How? Education, the benefits from education to health to leadership, self-worth, and equality, which I always stand for. I would wake up at 5, go to practice at 5:30, come back at 7, go to school, come back home by 2, go to practice again from 3 to 6:30, come back, do my homework, go to bed by 8. My friends mocked me. They're like, dude, your parents are harassing you. Dude, you don't go out and play Stapu. I'm like, I don't know what that means. But I got an 82% in my 10th standard. I got an 88% in my 12th standard. And I passed in a distinction from St. Stephen's College in my undergrad. What was happening? I didn't know that time how a lot of young girls came and asked me, how do you do it? I didn't understand that. Now that I look back, I realize what was sport doing to me? Time management. My schedule was so jam-packed that I did not even have the time to breathe, and I was not complaining. Procrastination. Raise your hands. How many of you do it every single day at some point of your time in a day? According to American Psychology Association, procrastination is a chronic illness, which we term it as laziness. 20% of Americans are chronic procrastinators. But sport, athletes, what is sport teaching our athletes, our young girls? To focus, time management, leadership skills. And as our speaker this morning, Yashodhara, rightly pointed out, the energies that are being channelized every single day to do the right thing at the right time. The Women's Sports Foundation in New York conducted a beautiful study which proved that girls in school get good grades. But not only grades, also health. I don't have to emphasize the significance of going out in a playground and releasing all that stress from a day's work. In 2014, 20 million obese women were found in India, out of which 4 million women were going through chronic obesity. Indian women rank third in the world in obesity, which is only after US and China. What's going on out here? My 10-year-old niece comes back from school. I ask her every day, which is your favorite period in school? She said, PE period. How many times in a day, in a week, do you go there? Only twice in a week. I say, what do you do? I go out and play. What the others girls do? They sit and chat. What the boys do? I sprint and I beat them. What's going on here? Sport is bringing a change. And they're creating small heroes in their own community. Heroes, we call them. But why heroes? We need heroes out here, right? Every time I went, as a 12-year-old, when I won my first national championship title, young girls, parents of young girls came and asked me, how did you do it? And all I had to say it, I was working hard. And I did not realize what was I doing. I was inspiring million other girls that came and looked up to me. Women inspire women. And the problem these days is we have very few women role models out there who can be a source of inspiration. Saina and Sindhu and Sania are definitely doing, but that one little girl who goes out there and brings the medal back home, even in her own community, has the magnetic effect to attract that success, that beautiful smile on her face, attracts several million other girls to go out there and take up sport. Determination, perseverance, grit, discipline, leadership. This is how you grow up as an athlete. And these skills are also transferable into your work life. 80% of women in the US, in the executive fields, positions, had played sport at some point of their life, and 69% agreed that they got their leadership skills transferred through their performances, sporting success. We all know this young lady out there, a college level, university level table tennis athlete, our very own president, Indrani Nui, former Indian team cricket player, and then went on playing baseball for the US. What is sport doing? Check out this video by PwC.
India and China have 1 billion plus people each, but equally significant is what Strategy And calls the third billion, the billion women set to enter the global workforce in the next decade.
We talk about China and we talk about India as the 1 billion opportunity. Well, there's another 1 billion opportunity today that sits in front of all of us, and has to do with all those women who are disengaged from mainstream society and economy. And we have to find a way to engage them.
Even small increases in empowering women can lead to dramatic economic and social benefits.
Government and business leaders need to start paying attention because they are missing a powerful engine for social and economic growth.
To look at what needs to happen and understand the impact of empowering more women workers, Strategy And created the Third Billion Index, ranking 128 countries. The countries are clustered in 5 groups, from those on the path to success to others just at the starting gate. This data provides real insights into what works, and it proves that the impact of empowering women is exponential to the investment it takes. Empowering women creates a powerful ripple effect that improves GDP, literacy, education, and even lowers infant mortality. The bottom line, if governments and companies make the right decisions and investments, it will change the world, one woman at a time. That's the idea in 90 seconds.
This is something very interesting to me. And a lot of you girls out there would relate to it. Growing up, there is this constant idea of the type of girl or woman the society wants you to be. Creates self-doubt and an image that you're constantly trying to fit in. I too went through one such feeling. I was always told I had a very thick voice. And I somehow internalized it and grew up with the feeling that my voice was less feminine. Until last year, ESPN broadcasted the Table Tennis Women's World Cup for the first time in the US at prime time for 3 consecutive days, and I was the lead commentator there. Just 2 weeks back, Star Sports, for the first time in India, broadcasted the Table Tennis Indian Open, and I was a commentator and anchor out there. And I did not understand what was I doing. My voice, which I thought was out there on Indian television for 4 consecutive days. The producer after the show came back to me and said, Neha, when you held the mic, we were confident. We didn't know what will you do before this because we had not worked with you before this. But when you held the mic, your voice felt so crisp and commanding. This day and that day, I look back and I wonder, really? I did it? And then I thought to myself, where did this confidence come from? The years and years of hard work, traveling, representing the country at the highest stage, the Olympic Games. And this is, I think, what sport imbibes into you, the confidence to move ahead. Our founding fathers of the Constitution did something really nice to women out there. They had the right to equality and the articles in the directives, principles of state policy that protect us from any kind of equality. But socially, not yet acceptable. I say all this, but now I wonder, it wouldn't have been possible through the support of the family. As I said, I come from a very traditional family, and then at every step, my parents were told, don't put her into sport. What is going on here? But then, we fought. We fought together. We went around. And we felt that by mere putting your girls and women into sport exposes them to a lot of different areas in life that by mere sitting in a classroom cannot. It is an equal level playing field that we all achieve and that we all are striving for. And all I have to say here is that we need that one belief, that message that I want to say, to not only the audience here, but the girls around the world that the society is changing. And I am a product of that change. The power of belief, the power of telling those young girls that yes, they matter, and that they should not give up on themselves, because we are not going to do it because the times are changing. Thank you.